And the key word here is SoftBank. This loan is, I guess it's effectively a WeWork loan, but SoftBank's pretty much the one on the hook for this.
Yeah, so that's the very interesting thing about this structure, this loan. It's a $1.75 billion letter of credit. And we reported that Goldman has reached out to other banks on Wall Street to see if they would be interested in participating. What's making the facility more tenable maybe to some of these other banks is that SoftBank is actually the borrower and WeWork is the co-borrower. So for any institutions out there where credit committee might be a little bit, think that WeWork's a little bit of a hairy name, they've got SoftBank as a guarantor.
Okay, so essentially they're lending the money to SoftBank. What's interesting, of course, is Goldman's role here, because for weeks we were talking about WeWork and how it was relying on its lead banker, JP Morgan.
Yeah, so JP Morgan was actually in prime position. They were leading the IPO. Goldman was second fiddle to them. JP Morgan actually arranged a $6 billion credit facility that WeWork would have gotten if it had gone public. Instead now, Goldman's sort of in the driver's seat for at least this $1.7 billion portion of a bigger $5 billion credit package that SoftBank has agreed to organize for WeWork as part of its bailout.
And so that bailout, it's about a $9.5 billion was what we originally had reported.
Yeah.
How close are they to sort of fulfilling that?
So the $1.5 billion accelerated equity injection, that's already done. They've kicked off a $3 billion tender offer, which is underway. Once that's all out of the way, SoftBank will have around about 80% of WeWork.
All right, WeWork, of course, is no longer with its founder, Adam Moon, and he's cut his ties with the company completely, right?
Yeah, so he no longer has a board seat. There's a way for him to have a board observer seat down the road, but currently he has no ties.
All right, and I bring this up because you wrote another story where you broke the news that he is potentially looking to sell his Gramercy penthouse.
Yeah, so Adam Newman, his wife Rebecca Paltrow Newman, the cousin of Gwyneth Paltrow, who lots of people are familiar with, they are working with a brokerage to sell an apartment down in Gramercy, which is a pretty fancy neighborhood in New York. There's the old Gramercy Park, which I still haven't been into. I don't know if you guys have made it into the actual
It's locked up. We can't get
park
in there.
yet. But yeah, so he spent $35 million on 4 different units in that block, and the top 2 is a duplex, and then he bought an apartment on the 5th floor and combined those. So the higher apartments are for sale, the 2 on the 1st floor are not for sale, per what we understand.
$35 million.
Yeah,
That's
$35 million. So so for the top 3 floors, it'll be about $27 million if it's
Okay.
around about what he paid
He's
for.
chopping it up so we can kind of...
Well, he bought them in a chopped up state, so that's just us trying to figure out where it'll shake out.